gymnastics. I said, oh no, we don't need to be stressing out here. All right, as soon as I get the go ahead that we're live, we'll start. Okay. All right, it looks like we are live. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. We are glad to have you here. And this afternoon, I have with us several members. And Laura, are you guys going to introduce yourselves? Is that okay? Great.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. My name is Laura Mention, and I'm the Customer Success Manager. Bernita, Chris, Donna, and Robin are on with us. They're our Partnership Plus coaches, and they're going to introduce themselves and talk about what curriculum they provide. Go ahead, Bernita.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Bernita Mosley. I work with Robin Talbot Porter, and we provide services with MyView, our latest course offering, and Ready Gen. I look forward to working with you.
Chris?
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Peterson. I am the Savvas support for 612 Math, and we'll be showing you a few items today as we go through the presentation.
Donna?
Hi, I'm Donna Koss, and I round out the literacy team covering 6 to 12 with My Perspectives ELA.
And Robin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robin Talbot Porter, and I support both MyView and Ready Gen. And Benita and myself work collaboratively to ensure that you all can reach out and get whatever you need. So please give us an email or drop us a chat into our office hours, and we would love to help you.
All right. And we're missing Linda and Kelly, but they've been with us on the other calls. So hopefully you can maybe watch the other videos and see what they have to offer also. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing. And let me know if you guys see what I'm presenting.
Yes, we see it.
Thank you so much. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and review the agenda. We have our teacher logins. We're going to discuss how the teachers can log in. We're going to go ahead and review teacher import classes to realize. We're going to discuss using Savvas and Google Classroom. We're going to review the student experience. And of course, we are going to talk about support. Our goal is to assist you with the in-person and remote learning while using Savvas Realize. This is a great way to expose your students to grade level content. The very first thing we're going to do is the teacher is going to go ahead and log into their JCPS quick links. They're going to go ahead and select Clever. And then it's going to pop into the Clever page. You'll see that there is a Savvas EasyBridge icon. You'll see it, I've enlarged it here. What you can do with this, if you don't want to always go ahead and go and navigate down, you can go ahead and right click on the icon, and then it'll show up here in the favorites. So every time you can just go up here instead of scrolling down. One thing that we want to really make sure that we talk about is that you do not bookmark the EasyBridge link. The teachers will always access Savvas EasyBridge through the Clever portal. The Clever portal gets you to your JCPS integrated account. Once you've gone ahead and selected the EasyBridge, we're going to go ahead on the right-hand side, you'll see the Savvas Realize. We're going to go ahead and select that. The very first time that you log in to Realize, you have to set up a profile. So we're going to go through some screens that you're going to have to go ahead and select grade level. We're going to have to go ahead and select programs. What programs do you teach? Maybe possibly you want to go ahead and select second grade because that's your core. But maybe you need to look at maybe some of the programs in the first grade. You can also select those. The next page is where you're going to input your name. I would put Mrs. Mention. And then the next page that shows up is to pick a profile icon. I love koala bears, so I'm going to go ahead and select a koala bear. And then what we're going to do next is go ahead and pick an image background. Spring is coming, so I would select possibly the flowers or maybe the butterfly. This page, we want to make sure that we talk about that we select the I agree license agreement. We need to do this. A lot of times tech support gets questions and said, I can't do anything. I selected the let's go and it doesn't go anywhere. That means that we have forgot the I agree to the license agreement. So go make sure that you do that. I want to express that this is going to take a little time to set up your profile. So please be patient. Things are running in the background and you might get a circle that goes for a little while. Just relax, maybe drink your coffee, and then just wait until it pops up. Once this goes, what's going to happen is you're going to jump into Realize. I want to make sure that if we have any questions on what I just reviewed on the profile setup, is there any questions?
I think we're having another quiet afternoon so far, Laura.
All right. Do we have any teachers in, Donna? I mean, is there anybody we can shout out to? Any schools?
No, nobody has typed in. So if somebody wants to, please let us know who you are and what school you're from and what grade you teach. We'd love to recognize you.
Yeah, and it also will help us maybe follow up and see if you need any help in the future. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to review how we're going to import the classes after you get done with the profile setup. There's two ways to import the classes. The first area is the class area, and then the second area is the person icon. So we're going to review option 1. You're selecting the classes. So you'd select classes, and then you're going to get a pop-up window, and you would select Get Started. That will take you to the import classes from Google Classroom. The second option is you going to your person icon and then selecting Settings. This page, by selecting Settings, you're going to go to a page that shows up, and you're going to have 3 tabs at the top: the account, my programs, and about me. When we go to the account tab, we're going to scroll down here to account linking, and it shows you this is how we're going to get started by going through the settings area. I want to point out that when we go to the settings area, you also can go to my programs. So you've already set up my programs in your profile, but maybe you've talked to a teacher that is using a program that you didn't think about selecting. Maybe My View. Maybe you didn't know that it was there. You didn't know it was special. Maybe you didn't realize that we had Mi Vision in there. You can go ahead and go back to the person icon, go to programs and select those and then save. Once we're done with our 2 options, going in through the classroom or the person icon, it's always going to come to this page. You're going to go ahead and you're going to select the school email account. We want to stress that you select the school email account. We do not want you to select a personal account, just the JCPS email account. You're going to go ahead and you're going to select Allow. That grants you Realize permissions to your Google Classroom. If you get an uh-oh, please don't panic. This might mean that you might have been synced or with the basic account, and what we want you to do is sync with the integrated account. So select disconnect, and then connect. All right, once you do that, you're going to be able to select your classes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select Mrs. Daniel's class. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and select the programs. You want to select all the Savvas Realize programs that you want associated with this class in Google Classroom. Oh, I want to also say that if you're going to maybe add 1 or 2 programs, you have to do it individually. All right, so the next page that's going to pop up is your Select Connect class. We're going to go ahead and select Connect class. And then you'll see that we get the green connected. We're going to go ahead and select Finish and View Classes. If your classes do not pop up, please don't worry about that. And maybe possibly you have a co-teacher or something like that. And sometimes when you have a co-teacher, your classes do not show up in the list. All we have to do is select I'd like to import later, and then what'll happen, the splash page showing you that you successfully imported your Google Classroom will be here. You'll know that you're successful by seeing the Google Chalkboard icon right here. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the right-hand corner here. We have our video. I'm a visual learner, so I like to watch and learn. And a big word that we've been using is the power of pause. And these videos will be able to allow you to watch a video and learn from it, and then possibly do it simultaneously. So, watching it and doing it at the same time. So the slide presentation is just screenshots of what you're going to be doing, but maybe you want to watch the whole entire process. All right, so we have any questions about how teachers are going to log in? I want to make sure that I'm really, hopefully you'll know that you have to go through the Clever portal and that you're going to select the Easy Bridge. I can't stress that enough. Any questions?
Oh, sorry, no questions so far, Laura, but we are getting some teachers coming on, and we see Kennedy and one for Middletown. So we've got some new schools here today. It's really exciting.
Well, great. I'm glad. Welcome. All right, so what we're going to do now is just discuss some Savvas and Google Classroom items. The very first thing we want to point out is that our platform auto-rosters with the Infinite Campus. When a student enrolls or withdraws, the two systems sync overnight. One area that we can't stress enough is that you're going to always make the assignments in Realize. As you can see up here, we stress that Realize is a system of record of assignments. If changes need to be made in the assignments, such as adding, removing, editing, scoring, those changes need to be made to the assignments in Realize, not Google. Again, we want to make sure that you're going through the Clever portal and then selecting Easy Bridge. When we get here to the assignment, you're going to go ahead and select Assign. And then what pops up is the Create Assignment. We have the title of the assignment, the start date, the due date, and then possibly if you want to put in some instructions here. When we go ahead and create the assignment, we're going to tell it to enter a class, a group, or maybe a student name. So we're going to select Mrs. Daniels, and the easiest way to do that is just like maybe type in the first two letters of the class, and it's going to show up automatically below here. And possibly maybe I want to go ahead and add Missy Smith. If you type the M, you'll see Missy down here also. So again, we're going to go ahead and make the assignment in Realize and then hit Assign. This page is a Realize page. Okay, once an assignment is assigned in Realize, it will appear in your Google Classroom. Now you could tell that before we were in Savvas Realize. Now we are in Google Classroom. It'll show up about maybe 30 seconds after you add the assignment in Realize. And you'll also see within the Google Classroom if the student is finished with their assignment. And the great thing about it, so will the student. They'll know that they got 75 out of 100, and you can see that it was graded. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is we have Bernita with us, and I'm going to ask her to talk about our Realize reports. These are reports that you can dive deeply into, and I would like to ask our data expert to talk about this. Please, Bernita. Did Bernita leave us?
Nope, Bernita, you're muted.
And if we're having difficulty, we always can jump to Robin.
Yes, we can't hear you, Bernita. I'm not sure if you're muted or having mic issues.
Yes, indeed. I'm back.
There we go.
Thank you. Once you administer assessments on the Realize platform, it will generate a report. Sometimes you will have to score questions yourself. And so you score everything on the Realize side. And it is able to generate a report, and it will tell you the standards that the students still need assistance with, or will show you the mastery for the specific standards for each of the students that took the assessments. This is great information for teachers to track progress as the school year goes on, and for parents to share some areas where they can continue to work with students as the teachers are doing And there's always an opportunity for remediation activities just by looking at the data. And it is there for you. And you can look at the green, which shows that there's a mastery there, and you can see the number of students who still need to complete the assignment or who perform very poorly on the assignment. So this is great information for teachers.
All right, and then you can see here on the right-hand side, there's an export data. Robin, do you want to go ahead and review the class results by assignments and what it tells us?
I think Robin is on the chat side of it, but if you hover over that bar, it will show you the test, the name of the test, and the students who took the test as well. So it gives a lot of information. I like the key there. The key is a default setting that shows you whether the students have mastered the skill with a blue, goldenrod, or red. So when teachers go in and log in, you're looking for goldenrod, or you may be looking at blue just to see who has mastered that particular skill. Excellent way to gain information at a quick glance.
Right, and then you can go ahead and view the progress on the student and then also the usage. Does anybody want to add to maybe what possibly these realized reports can do for teachers?
Sure, I'll jump in here. Kelly mentioned earlier, and it's a really good point, because it's my favorite data tab also is the usage. So what that's going to do is let you know exactly how much time a student spent on any given assignment. And it can be very, very handy when you have your parent-teacher conferences, because sometimes there's a lot of misconception about how hard students really are working on assignments. And I like the usage report because it can show you, a parent that tells you, my son worked on this for 2 hours, but you can go to the data and really see how long a student did spend on something. And I know many teachers who have caught students only spending, 30 seconds on an assignment that they say that they did. And it's also a handy tool. You may catch some slow learners that maybe haven't been identified. So that usage report is, again, one of my favorites. The mastery, we're going to get, as Bernita was talking, 4 different types of item analysis reports. So it really gives you that great opportunity to dig into your data and identify your students and hopefully help you differentiate your instruction.
All right, and then we also had pointed out if you don't get results that you want, there is a filter here, and make sure that your filter is correct. Okay, all right, so is there any questions on anything that we've reviewed so far? The teacher's login, setting up the profile, any questions about anything that we've covered so far?
I do have one question about if a student submits something that's blank, there's always a way to reassign. And like Laura showed in her slide, you can type in individual students' names. So if a student does make a mistake, they submit it too early, as soon as you start typing into that box, the student names will pop up. So it's very easy to reassign things to students so that they can have a second try at it if they happen to hit submit too early. And if we have time later, I saw Chris typed into the chat that he's going to try to show this for you. But we don't want to go live too soon. We want to make sure Laura can cover everything she needs to cover, and then we'll show as much live as we can. But keep in mind, if you would like more focused concentration just for your own personal study, reach out to us. We would be more than happy to work with you individually or in small groups, and we can go over all of the intricacies of the programs.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, Donna. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run to the student experience, so possibly we can get to the questions and go live with what you can do with those. We can do with those questions. All right, so we're going to review the student experience. We have the students are going to go through the Google Classroom. Obviously, here's a link, and then on the right-hand side, here's another link. So students log in via Google, teachers log in via the Clever portal, selecting the EasyBridge link. All right, so once they get into their Google Classroom, they're going to go ahead and click on the assignment that you made. They're going to go ahead and select the Realize assignment, and then they're going to be asked to take me there now. You're going to select Take Me There Now, And then they're going to go ahead and go through the same profile setup if they are not already associated with that class. So they're going to select the JCPS school email account. Make sure that if they are on a device that is being used by many, that they're selecting their JCPS email account. They're also going to select allow and then maybe possibly go through the profile setup that you as a teacher did. Once that is all done, the assignments show up in the Realize platform. I want you to make sure that you know that you're in the Realize platform by seeing this icon on the left-hand side, Savvas Realize. So they've selected the assignment, the assignment pops up here. Once they're done with their assignment, they have to turn it in. In the Realize platform, they always have to turn it in. They're going to work within inside the Realize platform on their assignment, and then they're going to turn it in. So the students can view the summary of the complete work once they're done. You can see that it's completed, and then they also get a score summary. Chris, do you want to go ahead and review the score summary for us and what it can do and tell the students?
Sure, I will go right ahead. Students will receive feedback from their teacher when they open it up in their student view. They will have, you can type them messages as the teacher and let them know your thoughts on their work that they've completed and submitted to you. Like we've mentioned in the chat, you can't, if it's not up to standard, you can reassign it and they can work on it again and resubmit it again for the credit back. So that's always available to them. But this program, all of our programs are good for and very nicely used in a digital virtual setting or in face-to-face instruction. That's what's going to make it so very nice for all of you guys there going back with this hybrid model of attendance.
Yeah, good point. It's very seamless. All right, so the next area that you're going to be able to know that, yes, the student is going to be able to see their score summary here, but it's also going to show up here on your Google Classroom. It's going to show that it's graded and that they got 88 out of 100. All right, any questions on that? If not, we're gonna go to support and talk about that and see if we can go live.
Everything looks like we're doing well. I don't see any new questions coming in.
Well, it's Friday, so everybody probably wants to get this done earlier than as soon as we can. So, okay, support. We have tons of support. We're gonna talk about the Savvas support within the Realize platform. When you're logged in to Savvas, you'll see that we have a question mark and you'll see that there's 4 areas. Help for this page, program training, technical support, and contact us program specialist. One thing that I do want to specify is if you are having issues, you can go within the question mark here. Maybe it's a time where your tech support for JCPS isn't online or we're not available. So go ahead and select the question mark. You can go to help for this page. And what that's going to do, it's going to be on the page that you're at, and then it's going to specifically talk about what is happening within that page. And the next area is going to be program training. And this is a very, very important place to go because this is my Savvas training website. It is a 24/7 place to get documents, watch videos, and get other support documents. I want to make sure that you know that when we get done with our presentation, the slide deck will be given to you, and you will be able to select all these links and all these videos. But at the end, we'll share that at the end. Right now, I'm going to go bypass this, but I hope that we can come back to maybe display what my Savvas training website can do for you. The next area is the technical support page. We have a technical support page, and as you can see, it has areas that we've already reviewed: how to log in to help, set up your classes in Realize, Google Classroom, and Realize A to Z answers. So you can come here and you can review anything. We're here to support you in any way, shape, or form. Let me see. I want to go ahead and go to, so from this page, we have this page within it. I wanted to highlight it because it is specifically for the Google Classroom and EasyBridge help. Again, if you have problems with account linking, you can come here. Maybe you want more information about assignments. Possibly you want to dive into the Realize Reader. go ahead and select this page. This here, again, has the link on the right-hand side, so you can easily get to it and bookmark it. Our next page is our Realize Help page. This is very informative, very busy. I'm going to go ahead and stop for a moment, and I'm going to ask, let's see, who did I ask do the Mosaic digital learning would be Donna, I'm pretty sure. If you want to talk about the 80,000 curated and standard line learning objects, I would love for you to do that. I'm going to go ahead and jump out so you can jump in. Are you prepared, Donna?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. And then hopefully you can share.
Okay, are you seeing my Realize screen?
Yes, go ahead, Donna.
Fantastic. So Mosaic is, I already forgot, Laura, if you already told them, a curated, teacher-vetted website where you can go to get even more. Once you start looking at our programs, I think you'll see we have so much content, but maybe you need even more. So you have the big Q, the magnifying glass from our black toolbar at the top of our Realize screen. And here's a common thing that I search for. I know teachers are always looking for examples of poetry. So when you click search, as long as our internet works for us today, look how fast, awesome. The first thing it does is it goes to the Savvas programs. And granted, I have all of my programs that you can see listed over here, 6 to 12. So I've got 11 pages of things related to poetry. I've got 477 results. But if you want even more, you can click on this black toolbar that says See Results from Mosaic by ACT. And once you get there, I'm still in Realize, but these are not Savvas products. These are teacher-made. You're going to see things like, so here's Mr. Bruff. He's a popular guy in here. You're going to see things from Khan Academy. You're going to see things from museums and universities. You're going to see all kinds of things here. And one thing to notice is that everything is assignable directly from here if you find something you like. The one caution I would make is that it doesn't know what grade level you are. I typed something in general, like poetry. It's giving me poetry from all kinds of different grade levels. So you do need to preview and make sure that what you find is something that's suitable for your students. And one way that you can also filter is over here on the left. If you're looking for something in particular, say just a video, you can just click that and it's going to help filter things down. And that may help you make the decisions that you need.
Thank you so much, Donna. That was a really nice, brief introduction to that tool. The other tool that I want to introduce that's on that page, and it's new, is our interactive PDF assignments. And I'd like Chris to go ahead and share his desktop and review that for you.
Okie dokie, let's see here. Here we go. I'm going to share. And let me show teachers what it's going to look like. As Donna showed earlier, the Assign button is available on all of our programs. So when you're in a program and you go to a topic and then you go to a lesson and you'll see the Assign button, you get a pop-up window and you can assign it to a student or a group of students by typing their name up here. And it auto-populates so you can see those choices that you would have. You would choose the class or the student and then simply hit Assign. Now, I'm also logged in as a student, so here's what it's going to look like from the student point of view. They're going to have the same layout with Browse Classes and Grades instead of Data. Their assignments will come in under Classes, and when they go to their classes, all of their assignments will show up. And one of the PDFs, the icon right here, the blue sheet of paper, indicates that it is a PDF. So the students can click on the assignment. It even notifies them that it's past due, as you see right there on my student screen. And when they go into the PDF file, it will open, and you will see all of these tools up at the top for them to use. They have a pen where they can draw the shapes if it's requiring them to draw shapes or whatever like that. That's a nice PDF tool. There's a text box so that if it asks for a typed out a description, a short answer, they can type in there and save it. And the nice thing, one nice thing about it is they can print. So if students are that old type, old-fashioned still-like paper and pencil, they can print it at home, and they can do it in paper and pencil. And the nice thing about it is there's a button right here where they can upload that image that they take, that picture of their paper that's completed, and they can insert the image back on their sheet. But do not let them forget, please, that this button up here in the upper right is to turn it in. Okay, so they have to click turn in. So this is, these PDF tools are very nice to use for the students when they're at home with their virtual learning days. When teachers come back, let me go ahead and show this because Maria asked. Maria, you're going to go to classes to view assignments. Okay, you would go to that class and click on assignments, and then you'll be able to go in and review the student work where they've completed it and looked into it and view details, and then actually also go in and see all of the student work that has been completed. So that's there for you also. Alrighty.
And you can also annotate as a teacher. Go ahead and maybe comment on that also. Is that true?
Yeah, any of the Realize Reader pages, they can also annotate on those. There are highlighting tools. There are underlining tools, circle, all of that kind of stuff where they can highlight in different colors, and all pieces like that are very nice also.
All right, great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. I'm going to go back to the presentation. Let me know if you see it. Are you guys
Yes, it's there, Laura.
Thank you, Chris. All right, so we talked about what's new, and then obviously we have the featured topics. You can go ahead and talk about maybe review and score assignments, and you can learn more about hiding and deleting an assignment. One area that I want to really go ahead and highlight is the area that if you had any questions about how to use programs, classes, assignments, or view the data, you can go to the top area here. We're going to dissect this and bring it out. The programs, you'll see that the drop-down menu here has many areas. We have playlist here. Maybe you want to learn about the playlist. You can come here, or maybe you can go to the JCPS digital channel where our Partnership Plus coaches have done many videos on the playlist. The other area is classes. You can do an overview of classes, the class groups. And I'd like maybe Bernita, if you want to go ahead and maybe highlight why a teacher would want to use discussions.
Yes, absolutely. Discussions build upon collaboration within classes. And so you want the students to have an opportunity to not only talk to you, the teacher or the class leader, but to talk to one another. They're developing speaking and listening skills. So I know in today's society, we use a lot of blogs and people just share their comments via blog. But with the discussion prompt, the teacher could very easily put a question out, color coded because you got colors there you can select from, and allow them to respond to one another and to the teacher's questions that she posed. That could very well be a question of the week, or they could be answering a question that the teacher poses. So it's a wonderful opportunity to develop speaking, listening, and collaboration.
Yeah, I think the collaboration is one of our greatest features embedded within our program.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, so our assignments, we can go ahead and look at our assignments. It's possible that you might want to customize an assignment. Donna, you want to talk about a little bit how you can customize our assignments within the Realize program?
Sure, and I've been saying this on our other sessions. The one thing to keep in mind with customizing is it's different for each program and it depends on your grade level. But there are some things that are pretty universal. Any of our digital assessment pieces are customizable, where you can get rid of questions, add questions from our test bank, rearrange questions so that you have more than one copy of the same test or quiz. And you could just rearrange those questions, and it cuts when you are back and, face to face. It would cut down on cheating. Students seem to glance over at their neighbor's computer. They would see that their question one doesn't look the same as their neighbor's question one. There's also other ways, we showed you those downloadable PDFs, but some programs have documents that download into Word. And so those are fully customizable, where you can rewrite questions, you can eliminate distractors. And I know, speaking for myself, one of my digital learning channel sessions was all about how to customize things in my perspectives. And I believe everybody did a little something about how to customize. So be sure to check out some of those. I know Laura's going to talk about it, but look at some of those videos that we've already posted on your digital learning channel. And we have a wealth of resource right there about how to customize.
Thanks, Donna. All right, so we're going to move on to data. So data, you'll see in the drop-down list, we have data overview, view score data, view progress data, view usage data. We all know that data is very useful. You could do end of year, middle of year. You can do on the spot weekly assessments. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I do want to let you know that our experts can do an hour worth of training on our data, maybe even more. So I'm not going to go too deep into this, but if you need help on that, you have it here, and you also can reach out to one of our Partnership Plus coaches. All right, so that was the technical support pages that you have available to you, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the other area. We also have a Realize YouTube. So here, if you wanted to come in here and you want to learn about Realize, maybe possibly you still don't understand maybe about the default theme and the early learning theme that we have within inside our Realize platform, you can go ahead and search early learning theme. Again, we have our link on the right-hand side. Okay, and our next item, do we have any questions first of all? Or do we want to save them to the end so we can maybe go live?
Well, the only new thing,
they're all under control. I've got a list of a couple of things that have been asked, but we're good for right now.
All right. Donna, did you want to say something?
no, we're good, thanks.
All right. Okay. So I want to talk about JCPS support. We have the digital learning channel. We want to let you know that we have been on the digital learning channel. They have created a playlist for us, and you see that we have 40 videos, and when there's 300 views, we might have more because this was a screenshot. So you can come in here and you can watch the videos that our Partnership Plus coaches have done for you. Again, here's a link. I'm sure you already know that. And then our JCPS support team, I work very closely with Nikki and Steve, and I can't tell you how much their partnership means to me. We have done such an awesome job of working with each other to make sure that you guys are supported. What they do here for the how to enter the NIT ticket, they've created a video. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. All you have to do is select this video, and it takes you through how to do that. Again, on the right-hand side, we have our link. And then the next page that we're going to present is their IT support page. Here we have getting started on Savvas Realize video. I believe Steve Durham is taking you through exactly what I just did for you, and it's in real time. And then how teachers will add assignments in Savvas Realize. That's another area that they're covering. I want you to know that the live chat and video conferencing for them is jcps.me/help. And submitting an ISM ticket at jcps.me/ticket. Again, we have our link here. Last but not least, our Partnership Plus coaches. They are here. Please embrace them. Our coaches are here to support and assist you with fidelity of our program implementation. They will, set up 30-minute calls. They'll do group sessions. There's other ways that we have support here is our Padlets. our JCPS team, every one of them and every one of the areas that we have, they are here and they have support. I'm going to ask Chris to go ahead and get off mute and talk about his Padlet. And if we have time, maybe Donna can talk a little bit about hers also.
Yes, on the Padlet, we've many of us have an individual Padlet, but the one that you're seeing here is kind of a team Padlet. And the first thing that you'll see on each person's area is a flyer. And that little flyer has our contact information with our email. And then Donna and Kelly and I use Cloud H2 appointment booking, where you can schedule a meeting with us basically. So supporting the 612 math, the next document you will see is a 6 to 8 instructional framework correlation from our Envision program. And what I've done is I have correlated to your instructional framework in JCPS all the pieces of our Envision math program. Then the same thing for high school AGA. You'll see that available. And then the last one that's there is a correlation between Envision and the 8 mathematical practices. And that's actually done K through 12. So that is there for all teachers. And that's a nice resource to have. Once when they share this Padlet, there is a password for it. It is all lowercase, teachers rock. So all lowercase, teachers rock. Donna, you want to go ahead and talk about yours for a moment?
Sure, I'm pretty much in the same boat. The first thing that you see under the ELA 6 to 12 is my flyer where you have my contact information. And under that, I just put other resources, handouts that I think are handy for you to have to get started with my perspectives. So one of them is just kind of a getting started, how to make playlists, how to customize. And so I talked a little bit about the customization, and this is where you can go to get a specific handout for the different items that are available in my perspectives that you are able to customize. Another thing that I can speak to is all the way to the right in the Realize resources. We had a question from one of these digital learning channel sessions about how to remove programs. So I just quickly threw up this handout. If you do accidentally put on a program that you didn't intend to, this is the step-by-step on how to remove that program from your account. There's also a nice handout there of how to put the to put the eText link in your Google Classroom, which allows the students to have access to their eText at all times without necessarily having an assignment. And so that's a handy tool to have, and have that call out right there in your Google Classroom for students to be able to get access to their eText at any time. And then there's just a general how to make a playlist. So that's kind of it for my Padlet.
All right, thanks. So just we have our partnership classes, ELA K through 5, ELA 6 to 12, Math K-5, Math 612, Science, and then our resources. Again, the Teachers Rock is the Padlet password. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the presentation. All right, and you can see once you get the presentation, we have this link right here. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to have a splash page here of all the flyers to make sure that you know that we have them, and every one of the flyers have their contacts. I also have the contacts listed here. So when you get the presentation, you can come here and we have every one of their contact information. Okay, so we're at the end. Hopefully we're gonna go to questions and answers. I don't see any of the questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to our panelists to go ahead and Chris and Donna and Bernita, do you want me to jump out so one of you can present?
I'll be glad to go live and show Maria the couple of questions that she's had. And
right.
Then Laura, I also have my Savvas training pulled up if you want me to go into that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect, Chris. I like that. Go ahead and present.
All right, Maria's questions were concerned about rostering because she's moving from in-class to virtual. So Maria, your classes in your Google Classroom, they sync automatically with our software at Savvas. So your classes should upgrade automatically as they're going through it, and they should sync with our Realize platform automatically.
Yeah, that's
Maria, if you need to add programs, you're going to go to your person icon right here. When you click that person icon, you're going to go to settings. And in the settings, you're going to get 3 tabs, okay? The My Programs is where you're going to want to be to add programs if you change grade level. Now, it's a twofold process. One, because you're going to have to find that program that you're looking for and add it, okay? So if you're needing to add one of the math programs or whatever, you can see that I've got most of them added already. You would simply put a check mark in the box, go to the bottom, and click Save. So that's going to add the program to where you have it. Now, the second thing you're going to have to do, Maria, is you're going to have to go to your classes. And when you go into that class, you're going to go to their class settings. And when you go to that class settings, you're going to have to add the program also to that class so that the students have access to it. So once you do that, you'll find that program that you're needing to add. So I think you said you were moving to first grade, if I'm not mistaken. So you would click that button to add the first grade grade 1. Okay, and in this case, I've already got grade 1, so I'm going to add grade 2, the Common Core version, and scroll down, okay, and click Save. Also, while I'm here, let me tell you, for you early grade teachers, we have an early learning theme that you can choose for your class, and you can see it's a lot less cluttered, okay? It's more to the point than our traditional default theme. So this might actually be a little easier for your students to use. And you can go in and change that for all of your classes also. But just be sure to go ahead and hit Save so that it will save your changes right there.
And that's only for K-2.
Yeah, it's suggested K-2. So anyhow, and those are the only 2 things that I saw come up in the chat for questions. Is there anything else pop back in since we've gone through this?
Chris, may I add, this is Bernita, may I add that if this teacher has synced her classes with Google Classroom, before she syncs with the Realize platform, she needs to make sure she has added all of her students in Google Classroom prior to syncing it with the Realize platform. If she has made any assignments and she should receive a new student, then she'll need to add send us that new student the assignments from Realize to the new students. So before, I don't know that she has synced or not, but she needs to make sure all students are enrolled in Google Classroom, then sync with the Realize side, and make sure that any new students coming in after an assignment has been made is sent back to the Google Classroom for those new students.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, don't they auto roster from their Infinite?
Yes, Infinite Campus, it's auto rostered and it's overnight sync process.
Yeah, and it should sync automatically overnight from their learning management system.
Yes.
Another place to get help. You want me to go ahead with this, Laura?
Yes, please. This is the Savvas training website.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Chris is logged in. If you do not have an account, you can go ahead on the right-hand side and you can select create an account. Go ahead, Chris. And what I'd like you to do, Chris, is just review maybe like the Envision area. Select all for right now so they can see all the programs.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, when you click all, it will have all of our programs listed for you. You have whatever you're using is there. You can do an individual search like I was doing and go into Envision. And then you'll see that all of our Envision programs are here, all the different editions. And we're going to look for 2020 Mathematics Common Core for the elementary group. And the best thing to do, let me tell you this, is when you get to that program, you'll see all of these different areas that you could go into to show you different areas. But the best thing to do is to scroll down and click View All Training. When you click View All Training, it's going to bring up every piece of help and assistance that we offer. You will have video tutorials that you can watch. You can have handouts that are downloadable and printable to help you go through pieces of your program. It's not only an Envision. Let me go up and I'll look for another program. Let's do My View. And once again, you'll see My View Literacy. Okay. Once again, all the different sections, but let's scroll down and click View All Training. And once again, you'll see the videos and the handouts that are all there for you. The nice thing about this website, My Savvas Training, is it also keeps a log of the pieces that you viewed and worked through. So it always has that for you on a running record to tell you what you've gone through, where you've gotten help and items like that. So that's all available to you on mysavvastraining.com.
Chris, will you go ahead and I'd like you to go to the additional resources that's on that page.
Go to what again, Laura, please?
Additional resources, scroll down.
Uh-huh.
And then just show them the different areas. There's the additional resources. I think that's very beneficial.
The additional resources down.
No. Scroll up, Chris. Right there. Scroll down. You find next steps and then additional resources.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay, and
additional resources, yeah.
Yep,
Just
we'll
different.
always have new things here. Go ahead and select the unit theme boards. I liked how Donna reviewed that. This could be for in-person or remote learning, that you could create a theme board. I thought that was neat. That's something new that just popped up.
Yeah, and it has letters that you can send home, things like that, that talk to parents about what's going on and items like that. There are also parent letters available in your program on Realize, but these are also very nice for teachers to have.
Just basically, it's a one-stop shop for you, 24/7. If you can't, get any resources, maybe it's 9, 10 o'clock at night that you're working and you want to find additional resources, this is a place to go. So it's 2:53. What I'd like to do is see if there's any more questions.
I have not seen questions, although somebody just brought up my library. So I didn't know if Chris was still sharing his screen, if that was something he could quickly show how easy it is to create a playlist.
Yeah, let me show that right quick, okay? When you create a playlist, let's say that I'm going back into my math program and I want to create a playlist. Right now, my class is studying factors and multiples, and we want to look at lesson 7.5. Well, if I want students to work on the solve and share to address their prior knowledge, I want some visual learning so they can see the instruction. And then I want some practice buddy, which is great because it helps students even during that asynchronous time. I put a check mark in those 3 areas, okay? And what I'm going to do is I can either assign them or I can add to a playlist. Now, the playlist I'm going to add, I'm actually going to build a new one. I'm going to call it grade or lesson 7-5, grade 4. And I'm going to create playlist. Now, when you create a playlist, that playlist is going to be stored in your library, okay? And under my library is where you're going to find every piece that you've ever customized or added or created a playlist. So here's the playlist right here, okay? All right, so when you get to this playlist, all righty, you can click Assign All, And once again, here comes that pop-up window for creating an assignment. I tell you what, let's make it for the first week where your students are not going to be there. We're going to have students not there Monday and Tuesday. So I'm going to give them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to work on this, and I want them to have it ready Thursday when that B group comes in to me, okay? So we're going to assign it to the JCPS first grade, and we're going to click Assign. Now, those students are going to have it automatically ready for them, and they can work at these pieces on their own pace that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday when they're away from you. When they're in that virtual learning session, that setting, they'll have this automatically all from that playlist that I have assigned to them. Now, the nice thing about this, any of these customized pieces or these playlists that you have created, we're not going to take that away from you at the end of the school year. That's going to be available for you next year and the next year, as long as you have access to the Savvas platform and our programs. So that's what a playlist is. It's stored in my library, and it's a very functional piece for this hybrid setting that you all are about to enter into.
Can I add something, Chris?
Yes.
If you go back to your playlist there that you just made and click on Edit, you can rearrange the items that you have in your playlist. And this is a really handy tool for when you're going to assign things for that asynchronous learning. Whatever order you put these in, you can save it. And then if you assign your entire playlist, the students will be seeing those exact assignments in that exact order. And so especially for your older students that will be working at their own pace, they'll know to just start at the top and work their way through. So it gives you a lot of control over the assignments and the order in which the students see them.
Okay. All right, so it's 2:57, and what I'd like to do is go ahead and stop sharing, Chris.
Okay.
All right, and if you want to go ahead and put your cameras back on, team, I want to know that this is the end of our training. I want you to make sure that you please contact us so our Partnership Plus coaches can expose you to grade level content. We are here to help you in any way, shape, or form. I wonder, did we share the Google slide deck yet?
Yes, I've shared it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for your time. We love working with you guys, and please utilize everybody that we have in the meeting. And then plus we have Linda and Kelly that aren't here.
All right. Thank you all so much. We appreciate your support, and this will be on our JCPS Digital Learning channel along with the presentation. So everyone have a great weekend.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, team.